Hi, Dan Stein. It's June 17, 2010. I want to talk about Arizona. It's been quite a while now since Arizonans stood tall in defense of a state's ability to work with the federal government, help gain control of our borders. What have we seen? Overt and direct attacks from the administration, misrepresenting the law. And we've seen continued attacks now in court by the ACLU and the Mexican American Legal Defense Fund seeking to litigate this law to death. It is so important that we work hard to defend this law in the courts in Arizona. More importantly, I'm calling on you, Americans involved in this issue, to get involved at your state level to try to replicate this law in other states. There's at least 10 or 11 states where there's movement to try to enact similar laws. The opposition wants to snuff out the Arizona law through litigation. The administration wants to attack the law in court. And the only way we can counter this, of course, is with a vigorous defense in federal courts in Arizona, and of course to pass similar laws in other states. But we need your help. We can't do it without you. Get involved. Become participants in this issue. I hope you know how serious it is that this administration is not developing a competent, meaningful enforcement strategy for the nation. Whole parts of Arizona have essentially been ceded to the operations of Mexican drug cartels. The corruptive influence of those cartels reaches to the top levels of the Mexican government. We see our president standing in alliance with the government of Mexico against the people of Arizona, trying to do the right thing. The administration is serious about deconstructing immigration controls. Sure, we hear the head fakes about National Guard troops and the occasional point-of-the-gun kind of statements from the administration about border security. The truth is, you look at what they are doing, and it's going to take this country years and years to overcome the damage this administration is doing to our immigration control apparatus. They are not engaged with the American people. They're not engaged with the concerns of the general public. They're certainly not engaged with the concerns of our members and people who are involved in this issue. But they do understand when the American people know what's going on and are taking steps to make a difference. This is extremely serious. The trajectory is clear. The crisis that is emerging here is a crisis of national sovereignty, separation of powers, and the constitutional responsibility to control our borders. The administration wants to preempt Arizona's law through federal legislation. One of the reasons why the founding fathers gave plenary authority to the federal government was because controlling our national borders was a federal responsibility. But what happens when the federal government doesn't do its responsibility? What happens to the states when the guarantees of the Constitution to protect our national borders are routinely neglected through maladministration or other deficiencies? What happens? What do the American people do? What remedies are left? What is the answer? The administration says all enforcement is going to be held hostage to amnesty. They don't call it amnesty, but that's what it is. We have to stop them in their tracks. We have to uncover the fraud, the misrepresentation, and tell the truth the way it really is. Help us defend the law in Arizona. Help us bring this kind of truth to the rest of the American people. Harry Truman, he once said, "Well, I don't give the people hell." He said, "I tell them the truth and they think it's hell." Well, this administration's going to hear the truth. We're not going down that path. We're going to save our country. Thanks.